Welcome, everybody. Today we are going to do a puppy, do a little portfolio review of the first week. I just kind of want it out there to see how my takes are going on who's going to rise, who's not going to rise. Um, but first, we're going to go back to the old segment, a case of the Mondays, and today we're going to talk about Sam Laporta. Welcome, Scott. Welcome, Hartman. So Mondays, for those who don't know, I before the draft last week was a little different, but started doing a case of the Mondays, like a player that I do not like at ADP, and just kind of go over why I do not. And Sam Laporta is today's talk. So last year, he actually did better than I thought. The 7 touchdowns surprised me. I thought he just had 5 or 6. Uh, but he's being drafted as the tight end 4, and by points per game, last year he was tight end 9, or yeah, tight end 9. So he's already being drafted higher than he finished last year. And yes, this is a new year, but he also lost Ben Johnson. Uh, I believe that that team will take a small, like not a huge step back on offense, but a small step back on offense. And if you look at all of these, like Kittle, Bowers, McBride, all these other players, like, yes, the top three go higher, but all these other players go below him. And my argument for Laporta is that he should just be lower. Like, Best Ball Guy has been asking who the most mispriced tight end on the board is. And pretty much the only answer that people are giving is Sam Laporta. And it's mostly because all of the tight end ADPs feel awesome, right? So last year, if we go over the end of the season, like he started off kind of slow, and this is full point PPR on this. Yes, he was tight end 3 week 15, week 16 tight end 6, week 17 tight end 7. But those are not like huge spike weeks. And if we go to the tight end projection for Mike Clay, which is, just a loose projection, like, yes, Sam Laporta is 4th, which is where he's being drafted at. But if you look at all the names underneath him, the numbers are very similar. Like Njoku goes like 6 rounds later, 735 and 5 versus 736 and 6. Hawkinson, who goes 2 rounds later, 778 and 4. And this is just how I view, like, exactly pretty much what all of these are is kind of what I view the tight ends are going to do this year, even before I seen it projected. And Laporta just felt mispriced. And I don't dislike Laporta. If he falls 10 picks or so, goes closer to Hawkins, and yeah, I'll pick up some shares. But yeah, that's just my little take on Laporta. Let me know what you think. Also, probably not going to get a huge amount of views or anything today. And if you're not aware, Fantasy Sanctuary is live right now. They have Best Ball Guy and Bendels on, I believe, with Emo Cowboy. That's going to be a really good show. You should at least go check it. At the minimum, go over there and smash the like for them. And now we'll go over, after 1 week. Yeah, I wondered if you did. Yeah, I don't dislike him. I just, all the other tight ends feel so good. And like, if I don't view him as an elite. I viewed the other 3 as an elite, and I don't view him as an elite. So my goal for the first week of drafting, this is over 35 drafts, was to try to capitalize on some players that I believe their ADP is going to go higher. Rashee Rice, my number one target. I feel like I'm going to be right on that. With all the news coming out there, Mason Taylor's already rising. Bryce Young is more of a, I haven't been taking the elite. Like, there's a couple players here that it's more team build specific, and Bryce Young, I have him higher than most people, but at the same time, he's going at like 180 all the time, and you give me a quarterback with a little bit of rushing upside, at 180, like I'll take him and backstack Jatavian Sanders if I don't have like an elite quarterback, right? Like I'm perfectly fine doing that. Eckler, he's already rose like 15 spots. Rashad White, I think that he's pretty appropriately priced. Feels pretty good as a fourth or fifth running back. James Conner, last year was the same thing. He started off like a round later than where he is now and ended where he is now, if I remember right. But I think this year the same thing's going to happen and he's going to go up again later. Like I could see him going past like Kenneth Walker and Kamara and all them because I'm pretty sure everybody's going to agree that Arizona's offense is a better situation than Seattle's offense or the Saints offense and stuff like that. And he has like his competition's Trey Benson, who they've already come out like all last year talk about how much they love James Conner. Hey, what's up, Candyman? And so like I think he might. I am gonna slow down on him. Like these players, I'll probably slow down a little bit on for now. Um, then Kyle Williams and Steph Diggs, I'm really into that offense. Hampton, I think once we see rookie buzz on him, he's going to go up, and he could fall. This one's more of a risky one. Cam Scadabo starting to move up. He's finally above Tyron Tracy. Mason is hasn't moved up that much, but like so Rashad Bateman is like one of my favorite. Yeah, the beginning of the video just kind of went through it real quick. Also, after the puppy that I do, and if not two puppies, I will go over that trade or the Dynasty League, what happened in it as well. Um, but anyway, these are just all the players, and like so Isaiah Pacheco, like Mixon's just mispriced. Pacheco and Marshawn Lloyd and Tootin, like I'm betting that Pacheco and Tootin are just gonna rise because Tootin will get the news. Pacheco doesn't really have competition, right? CMC, I went like he's gonna do nothing but rise if he gets good news. Jarquez Hunter, I believe, will end up being the backup, and I think that my opinion on him is that they took him specifically to get a little bit more burst in their backfield. Chase Brown's already moving up. Like he might end up being a 2-3 turn guy. Chicago didn't add anybody. Instead of because I'm so high on Rashee Rice, the group of Pacheco, Brian Robinson, and DeAndre Swift, I took more Pacheco to make a team correlated bet. And that led me to, and it might be wrong, but that led me to more Roshan versus DeAndre. But that's just where I'm at on the running backs. Adam Thielen, purely because I've been taking a lot of Bryce Young, and he goes at 160, like it feels fine. And Pat Bryant, I don't think he'll be an 18th, 19th, or 17th, 18th round pick the whole time. So just a little bit of who I'm on, who I'm not. Just wanted this out there so I could see how wrong I was later. Anyway, I am going to join a puppy. We'll see where the 30-second one is. And I will do that in 10 seconds. We're waiting on 3, so this probably will fill pretty reasonably. So yeah, we'll sit here. I kind of want the 30-second drafts while I stream if it's possible. Just gonna make things a lot more casual to be able to talk and stuff. So we might have time to go over the moves that I made in that Dynasty League that I started, or that I took over a team and the team was in really bad shape. Like its running backs were Miles Sanders, Ezekiel Elliott, Khalil Herbert, and I can't remember. It's somebody else who doesn't matter. Hey, welcome, Absurdity. So, I am very far away from winning, right? And I think it was this one. Okay, so this is what this team had to start. Yeah, I will take him in the mid to late 70s if I have another lion. Like so started with the 108, 109, 201, 207, 301, 30 or 401, 501. Tank Bigsby was also on the team. He was actually my running back one. Waiting on one as well for the puppy 30 seconds. So before the draft, I traded Tank Bigsby for the 210 and the 309. Then I traded the 109 for the 202 and the 302. And then I traded the 108 and the 202 for the 103. And then during the draft, because the player that we both wanted was still there, he traded me the 210, 301, and 401 and I got Devontae Smith. So what I ended up with was Travis Hunter, Luther Burden, who I do not like. I do not like Luther Burden at all, but he is my 13th ranked player, and he was available. They took all 13 players, and I have three guys who are usually rated lower than pick than him ahead of him, and all three of those went. Don't forget, Laporta started off last year injured with an ankle. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I actually had forgot that. Yeah, so the 207 is Cam Ward. So the league settings are weird too. It's 12 team league, no tight end premium and no quarterback, no super flex. So yeah. So Luther Burden at the 201, I'm going to make the pick. My quarterbacks are Matt Stafford and Anthony Richardson. So Cam Ward at the 207. I was actually going to trade this and the other picks for Devontae Smith, but whenever Cam Ward was still available, I went ahead and took him. And then Jarquez Hunter at the 301. That's probably a little too early, but all the running backs were gone, and my team has zero running backs. And then T. Ferg at the 309, and my boy, Damian Martinez, at the 501. And if you add Devontae Smith into this group, it feels like and a reasonably solid lineup. The draft is starting here in. I got the 101. Nice. We will finish this real quick though. Wrong sheets. So right after the draft, we could pick up. Nobody took Tyler Shugg, and Taj Brooks was available, so I added them as well. So starting from here, this is what I ended up with, and I feel like it's pretty good. And we will not flip the board. We will take our Jamar Chase shares, and we will be happy with our Jamar Chase shares based on what I did last year, which I will go over at some point what I did last year because it was really bad and did not make sense. Hey, welcome, DJ Quill. Nice of you to show up. Aaron Sandy, welcome. Omega King, I recognize a stream room when I see it. Yeah, I haven't got there yet. We got the 101. We got Hartman at the 107. Omega King at the 112. DJ Quill, do you have an underdog account? If so, are you in? Hey, welcome, Putt Daddy. Thanks for showing up. But yeah, last year I did a bunch of research because of the whole everybody talking about how good Justin Jefferson was without Kirk Cousins. Well, I went and did that same research on Jamar Chase without Joe Burrow, and it was actually more bullish than the Justin Jefferson stuff. And I'm actually Like I won't get into why, and it's not because I'm a Chiefs fan. There's a different reason, but like I haven't liked the Bengals, and that was before Joe Burrow was on there. So 108 ZDE Wheeze. I would not have guessed that was you. So I'm glad you said something. You're smarter than the rest of us, DJ. The rest of us are all Degens out here, just doing our best. No, yeah, but yeah, there's been reasons I've just disliked them, and whenever Joe Burrow last year come out with the silver hair, like I couldn't do it anymore. I would basically I was looking for a reason to fade the Bengals, but I didn't have one, and something's really silly gave me a reason to. So I mean, all I did is I moved Jefferson up above him one spot, right? But that led me to 16% Jefferson and like 5% Jamar Chase. And well, we all know what happened last year when Jamar Chase was almost he was more than 3 points higher point per game than the number two. No, it literally has nothing to do with that. Like it might be more ridiculous than that, to be honest. So like I really I don't buy the whole rivalry thing. I don't think it really matters. That's something fans make up to try to make things feel more important. It doesn't matter to me. Like I don't care. Like my most hated team through all the way up until like 2020 were the Indianapolis Colts, and it was because Kansas City could not beat them in the playoffs. Yeah, I reset my ranks by the way, and I moved Rasheed Rice all the way up here. I don't think I'm going to take him here. I might. I'm going to take Bucky for sure. I don't have very many shares of Tyreek. I don't really want to do it. I think I'm just going to pull Chase Brown up and get a little team stack here with the Bengals. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, the I'm super ready for that. I'm actually slowing my drafts way down. I'm going to do maybe one or two off stream. I was doing like 6 a day the first week, something like that. I'll do like 3 or 4 a day and two of them on stream up until then. My saving grace is I'm going out of the country tomorrow and we'll be back the day the schedules come out. Well, that's fantastic. Like you couldn't ask for a better situation. Is it possible to download your custom ranks from Underdog on desktop? I've only been able to upload, but if I move things around, I want to be able to re-download my changes. I mean, you just download it as a CSV, right? And then you could slot it into Google Sheets, I believe, and then save it there. I'm not positive. I haven't done it that way yet. Oh, I have never went to Japan. That sounds like something I would not. I'm not much for foreign food myself, so I'd probably struggle. So Rasheed Rice goes at 32. That is an awesome pick. Like I've been taking him. Like I haven't been pulling him all the way up where I really feel like he'll eventually go because I want my CLV on him, right? Like the reason I have so much is because anytime it's been like pick 30 or later, I just take him. So this is exactly what I like doing right now. I think there's an edge to it. A little bit less of an edge in a tournament that's 20% filled, or yeah, because it's almost 20% filled, I believe. Let's go to the big board. Oh, that pops out as a different screen, doesn't it? Okay. Um, the CSV comes out in the ADP rank. Okay. I wouldn't be able to get past the language barrier. Me either. I would have no idea. So something else I've done in my ranks is I've moved Terry McLaurin back up a little bit, and the reason I've moved McLaurin back up a little is because Jaden Daniels has been falling, and I want to get my Terry McLaurin stacked most of the time. So now that there's a realistic chance to get Terry McLaurin where he actually goes, like I just moved him back to his ADP basically. I had him a little lower because I didn't really want many Terry McLaurin shares unstacked with Jaden Daniels. So that might be wrong. But Al Boogie earlier posted a team where he got Jaden Daniels at 51. So that's the, and I believe that was was that a BBM, Al Boogie? Google Translator. There, yeah. It's much different, I'm sure, than it was 20 years ago. Welcome, Steve. Thanks for showing up. And for anybody who's just joining, the Joe Burrow snipe that I didn't want. I mean, how do you not, when these two are here, just smash both of them, right? Just take the stack, call it good, get your elite quarterback, get Devontae Smith, his one of the best weapons on that team. After 5, we got Jalen Hurts, Bucky Irving, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, and Devontae Smith. The guy got me. He got Joe Burrow at 47. He did it. He did the thing. I'm always going to push Joe Burrow. In this situation, if I have Chase and Higgins, I probably push him every time. In this situation, I might have taken Burrow there, but probably not. Burrow goes in the 60s often enough that he'll fall to 70 here fairly soon. Justin Tucker just got released. Oh, nice. Yeah, Hurt Smith feels so good. Like that being a thing, like, and you're never going to get that with AJ Brown unless you pull him up on the other side of the board, right? So there's going to be a lot of different styles of Hurts Smith teams because some of them are going to feel a little weaker overall, but have people on this side of the board. And then there'll be the ones like this that feel a little stronger, but every one of them is going to have Chase, Jefferson, CD, or Bijan, right? Without AJ Brown. Smith and Hurts is a great stack to have. I agree. Knew it when we drafted Tyler Loop. I did not know you drafted Tyler Loop or that you were a Ravens fan. Hurt Smith to stack to go with the Chase Brown, Jamar Chase stack all day long. Yeah, I like the way this is coming together myself. I really do. I mean, how the mighty have fallen, man. Like Justin Tucker ruined the most accurate kicker of all time in a single, like pretty much in like a 3 week span, right? It was really sad to see because he was phenomenal for all those years. Like whenever he lined up for a game-winning kick, the game was already over. Kind of like that's kind of the way it feels with Harrison Butker right now, right? So when somebody that good loses their step and you get to watch the train wreck, like it's uncomfortable, right? Very nice. I mean, that was a good year to be a Ravens fan. So RJ Harvey at 59. RJ Harvey's kind of to the point that I think I'm out for now. Um, you can do what I don't disagree with it, but RJ Harvey goes ahead of Chuba sometimes. He goes ahead of Walker and Kamara like almost every time. Oh, and a lot of the time he goes ahead of Travion. And I prefer the other three to Harvey, so I'll still take him here and there. But hey, look, I didn't move Laporta down on my ranks. So I do want more Matthew Golden before more camp news comes in. What else do I want? I don't need. I haven't been able to get a whole lot of Ricky Pearsall, and he's a big upside swing. So we'll take Matthew Golden and Ricky Pearsall. So I have a really solid starting lineup now, minus a tight end, but tight end values are everywhere. So, and I'm I'm taking a little bit more Brandon Ayuk. Like I don't love the pick, but I'm not taking him here. Like I'm taking him when he goes like 86 to 92, and that happens often enough. I feel like a lot of the risk is baked out another round later. Like if he misses, if he goes on pup or whatever, or like he's probably your fourth at least fourth receiver, right? Like if he's your fifth receiver, like it's fine to take somebody like that who could spike late if he's a later receiver. If you only have two receivers at that point, like I don't think he's a good click, but I could be wrong. He could just play the whole season, but right now we don't have that information. Tucker can play for the Chiefs. They do. He would get along with our other kicker pretty well, right? Easy drop from my dynasty. You got to look at the bright side. I love it. Always think positive. Pre-draft, I was probably one of the biggest Harvey Bulls on the site. Now I can barely click them. I mean, but it still feels good, right? To have all those shares. I think you said you were like 40% or something. So that has to feel awesome to have all that. Um, if anybody is in here and they haven't went over to the Fantasy Sanctuary and smashed the like for them, go do that. They got right now Emo Cowboy, Bendels, and I believe there was a third best ball guy. I believe all three of them were going to be live over there. 43%, 260 drafts, the good old days. Well, my stand wasn't as good of a day. Like, but there's still an outside chance that we get a trade, like a K Walker or a Charbonnet trade. And if that happens, wheels up on DMart. Like with that even being mentioned, it kind of makes me wonder if this is Charbonnet's fourth year, right? So like he'll be gone after this year. That's my read is that they were taking Martinez mostly because he was a falling value that they want for next year. First, so for like a dynasty perspective, like he's still fine. And I think the Seahawks are going to be really bad this year. Like really bad. There's a very high chance that like Charbonnet or K Walker could get moved at the trade deadline, right? Like that's what I feel. Brian Robinson's been flying up the board. Really, DeAndre Swift at 78. Like, I'm out. I'm out at 78. I am out on him. So, kind of need a running back here, but I don't like any of the running backs that are available. I do like Jonnu Smith. I might just double tap. No, let's look at ADP. I have a really hard time clicking Tyrone Tracy. We will take Janu and probably end up taking Jordan Mason. I could just take. I don't like a lot of the running backs come back around, so I think I want to get my third here. Um, yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and do that. I'll take him way above ADP. The running backs are going off the board a little earlier in this room, so I don't want to get stuck behind because I'm assuming the other people will feel the same pressure. And if I don't, and it comes back around and it's dead all the way down to Ramondre Stevenson, I'm probably not super happy about it. Like, yeah, I have my two starters, but I prefer to have teams to where running back can at least hit flex 50% of the time. So, and I think that Jordan Mason has that capability. Yeah, it was a sad, sad day. Like, I don't know which was more sad, day two or day three, because there was a lot of hype on him possibly going day two. Whenever he didn't go, I was a little disappointed. But I was like, round four is still really good. Round five is still okay. But after round five, I was wondering what was going on. Like, cause it was never a talent thing to me. Like I personally don't think it was ever a talent thing. And then we got the news it was character. So Luther Burden, Caleb Williams, Brian Thomas, Jonathan Taylor, DJ Moore, Tet, K Walker, Kamara. That's a very strong team by Omega King. I have started moving Egbuka and Burden back up into my rankings. Like I moved them very far down because I wanted to see how far they would slide, but apparently they're just sliding to the end of the tier they were already in. I don't necessarily agree with that, but it's fine. Like I'm not gonna take zero of those players. Those players offer exactly what you need in this. Like and thinking about it, like versus Brandon Ayuk, like it's kind of the same bet to me. Like Egbuka in a logjam, Burden in a logjam, Ayuk like just injured and has two people in front of him that could be good. We got so I don't know what I want to do with my next quarterback. I actually have an idea of what I will do looking through this. I'm not sure what the rest of you think on Jonnu Smith. I'm actually kind of a believer. I don't think that they're going to improve as a team. I think that as a team, the Dolphins might even be worse, but that's good. That I believe Devon Achan and Jonnu Smith thrive in a scenario where the Dolphins aren't winning a lot of games and their offensive line is bad. So that's kind of the way I'm leaning. Like that doesn't mean I'm not going to take any of the other players. I'll take less of them. I am a believer in Ricky P. Um, I mean, they used first round capital on him. The dude was hurt all season. Like he was hurt and he got shot, right? Like so, and he had some pretty. It wasn't just the 1 week. He had a spike week or two early in the season, and then they kind of got away from using him. And when Trent Williams went down, like it took the team a while to really iron some stuff out, right? So the whole team like didn't look right at that point. And the only one that was successful at that point was really, if I'm remembering correctly, was Juwan Jennings. And he was very reliable and very consistent. And they were still trying to give Debo a whole bunch of stuff. So, and Debo wasn't 100%. So, like, the offense as a whole just didn't look fluid. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you got to bet on the Bears. If you're going to bet on the Bears, Yeah, we're just gonna double tap Jordan Love, Tucker Kraft, get a double stack here. I can be done at tight end if I want here. I got Green Bay's number one pass catcher. I got Devontae Smith, number two pass catcher with Jalen Hurts. I'm definitely done at quarterback. Have three solid running backs. So the team right now is Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, Bucky Irving, Chase Brown, Jordan Mason, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Matthew Golden, Ricky Pearsall, Jonnu Smith, Tucker Kraft. So I will probably be able to throw extra wide receiver darts. Like I'll probably definitely go 8, maybe 9 even. And I'll probably be 2-6-8 too, right? That's probably where this build will wind up. But we'll see what happens. As with any Dolphins player, yes. And to his health matters on the offensive line. And, well, I guess if he torpedoes himself into a defender, like that's probably not great either. Yeah, like you gonna give me like Tucker Kraft feels like I'm not as big. Like I like Janu. I don't like the other choice was Jaden Higgins there to me, and maybe I should have went Jaden Higgins over Janu. But this also allows me to be done. But yeah, like if I would have known Kraft's gonna be here, I probably wouldn't have taken Janu. But you never know what's gonna happen. And also, like you were talking about RJ Harvey going too high. Like Hartman here gets Jack Besh at 127. That's like the ceiling of where I'll draft him, and he's gonna continue to move up. But I've been seeing Jack Besh go at like 107, 108 sometimes. Like I cannot get behind that. I don't know what you guys think. And let's look at what Absurdity's doing here. He's in the 8 hole. He's got Puka, Drake London, Rasheed Rice, Hampton, Chuba. This looks like I drafted it. Literally. Like this is I probably have this exact team with Jerry Judy. Caleb Johnson fall. Like I don't have much Johnson, but that is a good price. Like that is his pre-draft price, and he got an awesome landing spot. Darnell Mooney, Bo Nix. Gonna backstack the Bo Nix. Yep. Marvin Mims, Njoku, Ferguson. He got sniped on Evan Ingram. Yeah, this is a really, really good team. Very solidly built. He's hoping that somebody comes back, I'm sure. So, I don't know. How many people in here watched Best Ball Breakfast today? Yeah, that's a good point. Like, Jerome Ford taking a pay cut on the Browns, like, it feels weird, right? Like, it kind of feels like he sees what's happening with J.K. Dobbins, and he knows that I didn't look at what his contract was before, but I'm assuming that they had an out to cut him next year, and they went and said, "Hey, we would like to restructure." And this is all me just speculating. And like it kind of feels like that happened because they drafted two people to replace him. But Jerome Ford's not going to be like he has to self-analyze a little bit and see what happened in the market this year, right? So I do need another running back. I like Isaac Garendo. I kind of want some rookie upside. I could just go Garendo and Ray Davis and be done, but I think I want to go Garendo and Knoll. Have a little bit more balanced approach here. I wide receiver gets very thin. And if I would have taken Ray Davis there with him, like I would have just been throwing complete darts. And if I would have done that, it would have been a 2-5-9-2 build. And I don't want to commit to that yet. Bucky Irving, Chase Brown, Jordan Mason, Garindo, Ray Davis is probably strong enough for 5. But I think I'd prefer to keep the option of 6 open for now. And Jalen Knoll, like, yeah, he's wide receiver 4 right now on that team, but this is a pick for late in the season or an injury guarantee, like contingent upside pick. I don't know that I really love this price either, but I also don't like a whole lot of the wide receivers behind him right now. And that's, yeah, I don't either. It was a really good episode today. Hey, welcome Vaporware. Yeah, I really like the synergy that Karain and Pete have. Like their synergy is so good. They're so like they've been doing it so long. They know each other very well. Like it's just a fun time listening to them two go. And then like Hayden Winks, like I love everything he puts out. He was on there. It was a fantastic show. So I've been slowly moving Dalton Kincaid down my ranks. I still think he's fine to click. And I've been noticing, and a couple other people have been noticing these quarterbacks sliding. Like Tua has, like, he went undrafted in one of my drafts, I believe, which is crazy. Like I had 0 Dolphins, so I didn't want him. Like, uh, wouldn't you like even if you had 3 quarterbacks, if he's available in the 18th and you had Tyreek Hill, wouldn't you at least consider it? Like, yeah, that Eric Bimefor and Karain do legendary sickos. It's up there. They I'm halfway through the one they did last week. It's kind of a lot of the same stuff they talked about 2 weeks ago. So, or because they did one the day after the draft, I believe, last Sunday, and today, like it was just kind of everything that everyone expected to happen happened with the ADPs, and they, from where I'm at, they're just kind of talking about that. So hopefully, oh, there's plenty of wide receivers here available. This feels like a team that needs a chaperone, like Wandale. I can't believe Romeo Dobbs has made the top of my ranks. Um, and running back kind of died out too, didn't it? So we will go with Wandale for sure. Anthony Richardson is borderline unclickable right now. I really like Mason Taylor. I haven't clicked. I haven't clicked DJ Giddens. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go Romeo. I'm really not a fan of Romeo Dobbs, but it is a stack. It gives me a triple stack of Green Bay, and Jordan Love can run a little bit, but if he's going off, it's because the passing game's going off, and having 3 pieces of that offense feels pretty good. Where did Dallas Goddard go here? He went right after. Okay, he went right before my pick. Yeah, DJ Giddens is somebody like I think he's priced very well, but I just haven't clicked him, and that's a blind spot for me. Like it definitely needs to, like I definitely need to here and there. Kind of like Tyler Shug, like he's almost definitely going to start, right? So if I have some Saints, I should probably take him in the 18th if I can afford it. Like, I like to analyze like what I do wrong more than what I do right. I feel like I personally, for myself, I get more out of that. Like, I think I've clicked him once in something. I I don't know what it was. I cannot remember. So yeah, Mason Taylor though, like he was the player that I was most like him and Rasheed Rice were the two I really wanted to get a bunch of share of. I think Mason Taylor ends up going in like round 12 by the start of camp or by the start of the season. So, and yeah, Fantasy Dog Pound and Billy did a really interesting pod or stream yesterday, and they were talking about how little value difference is between 12 and 18, and that makes sense, but still, like it's still some CLV to have a lot of Mason Taylor. Where am I at? What have who done with me? Whenever I have a bad draft, I always look back and I'm like, that pick right there ruined the entire team. I mean, sometimes it's not even what you done, it's what the room done. Like you set some things up and then you pivot and you set something else up and then the room takes that too with no reason on either one of them and all before ADP. Like I had a Omarion Hampton, Lad McConkey, Rasheed Rice, Cortland Sutton team to where I was trying to stack out the Broncos or the Chiefs because the other Chiefs are later than that. And Mahomes went at like 61 unstacked. And then Justin Herbert went at like 94, which I unstacked, obviously. Like you can backstack him, but like he went before like Justin Fields and Drake May and like all the running quarterbacks. And like sometimes you're just in a room that doesn't want you to do anything. Jalen Coker feels really good here. Um, I do need another running back. Probably take Will Shipley. Team bet with the Eagles still. My running backs are a little thin. Um, it's Bucky Irving, Chase Brown, Mason, Garendo, Shipley. I mean, if Chase Brown's not what I need, this team probably not like if either one of these aren't great, this team will struggle. But I think I've came back at all the positions. Who do you feel about CD Lamb ADP ahead of Gibbs? I don't even have him ahead of Neighbors. Last Thursday, my episode was about CD, and I think I've moved him. I think it's arguable to put him above like pick two right now. Like his target volume is going to be gigantic. The worry is that their offense won't be good. But even if their offense isn't good, CD Lamb still produced, right? And that was even without Dak. He didn't produce as well without Dak, but they did draft an offensive lineman in the first, which I value for fantasy. I did last year, and I did in some pre-draft stuff. I'm kind of waiting for them to put another $3 or $2 tournament out this year. I don't think I'm going to do many of the mains this year on drafters. I think I'm just going to kind of play around with it. That's kind of what I did. I did 11 or I did 12 of the pre-draft main ones, but I did like 45 of the first $3 and 20 some of the second $3 tournament. And that's kind of what I'm going to do on drafters is But and I will do a couple of those on stream. I think like the platform of drafters is great. During the season last year, the drafters format to me just wasn't as exciting as the underdog format. So I will do less of them, but I do like the application. Sometimes you're on a room, especially on DK, where you swear the other 11 drafters are conspiring. Yeah. Yeah. It's like this guy, like, that would be great. Like, it just randomly, like, they have a mission and it just randomizes somebody, and the goal is to make this guy not stack. Like, it's kind of what it feels like. It's a mini game, right? DK is always a little mini game. Yeah, I don't have him at 2 specifically. I have Jamar Chase 1, and then like I mix in Jefferson, now CD, Bijan. Every once in a while, I will take a Saquon share just to not have 0. I'm very low on their offense, bad coaching. Yeah. Oh yeah. So something. The one thing that scares me about Saquon Barkley is, and in weekly winners, I will be smashing Saquon Barkley. So if you do the math of how many yards and everything that Saquon Barkley would have got if he just played the division that he's in. So let's look. I think I caught up at wide receiver just fine. I think I want to take a running back here with the last pick. So we got Jalen Hurts, we got Jordan Love. Could take a peek over here. Yeah, I think Woody Marks kind of already has a role. I haven't clicked him yet. They did trade up to get him, I believe, as well. So we'll go ahead and take him. We got a 2-5-8-2. Quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love. Running backs, Bucky Irving, Chase Brown, Jordan Mason, Isaac Garendo. Hopefully Woody Marks got added. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Matthew Golden, Ricky Pearsall, Jalen Knoll, Wandale, Romeo Dobbs, Jalen Coker. Tight ends, Jonnu Smith, Tucker Kraft. Got a triple stack with the Packers. Got a double stack with, or got a double stack Devontae Smith and Shipley with Jalen Hurts. Feels like a pretty solid team. Thank you, Steve. And puppies this year, you're trying out CD everywhere except Chase. Yeah, that's kind of what, like, I feel like that's what's going to happen, but I don't want to do that right now. I Do you guys want to do a second draft? Like, I'm up to do another. I'm up to do a schnauzer. I think I'm willing to do a schnauzer if you guys want another draft. If anybody want me to go over their team, just say something in chat as well. I'm looking for the schnauzer right now. And I'm going to peek in to the. Okay, before I do that, we will look at Hartman's team. He wanted me to look at it. Hartman has a 2.673. You got Kyler Murray, Justin Fields, Genty at 7. I think I might start doing that some, not all the time, but I think I'm okay doing that now. Brees Hall, Bashal Tootin, Devin Neal, Roshan, Marshawn Lloyd, all guys I like. I haven't clicked the Devin Neal very often, but I do like it. Ladd, Harrison, Olave, Adunze, Pickens, Besh, Adonai, Kincaid, Pitts, Strange. That's a fantastic group of tight ends. Really good everywhere. Kyler Fields feels awesome. Surprised you didn't pull, like, do you like Bretton Strange over Mason Taylor, even with Justin Fields? Like, I'm not against it. I'm just curious. Or if you were, yeah, okay. Well, you got the whole Jets rushing offense. You got the stack with Harrison. Yeah, I like it. All right. So in 10 seconds, I'm going to pop into a 30-second schnauzer. We'll see how many it's going to take to do that. And I have a something I'm going to try to do this year. Okay, I'm going to back out of that. It's 10 to start. So in 10 seconds, we'll do a 20-second one in 10 seconds. Um, so the players I'm planning on being underweight on, like that have high draft capital. So 7 more on the 20-second schnauzer. Um, so like Saquon Barkley, Kyron Williams, I'm not planning on having a big stand on. So like players like that I'm more likely going to fade. When I take those players, I'm going to build riskier teams. Like I'm going to play it as if they're beating me, I want to have the strongest possible team of that player that I can. So like if I'm taking a Saquon Barkley team, I'm going to run hyper fragile or take Saquon Barkley and then not another guy until like round 10 or 10 plus. Um, Not sure if that's a good thing, but if I'm going to have uh, very limited entries of those, I think I want them to be stronger. So like this is an example of what I did yesterday. Like first Saquon Barkley share out of the 30 some drafts, I went 4 running back, Saquon, Cook, Connor, and Scatabo. End at Scatabo, perfectly fine. Drake May, Brock Purdy, Bryce Young. Discount on Bryce Young. I so I picked Terry McLaurin in the second and Rashee Rice to try to get the divisional correlation with Jaden Daniels coming all the way back. He went the pick before me, so this team could have been super lit. Kind of sad. Only one more to start, by the way. So you got Terry McLaurin, Rashee Rice, Steph Diggs, Josh Downs, Knoll, Adam Thielen, Demario Douglas, Pat Bryant, and then Kittle, Kraft, and tacked on, didn't need to, but tacked on another stacking option for Bryce Young. So I think that's the way I'm going to do it. Like I'm either going to go hyper fragile or extreme hero RB when I take him or Kyron Williams. Um, and just say, hey, if I'm wrong, I want to try to have like a really different team than a lot of the ones that are going to be there. Oh, are we at a 101 subscriber? Nice. We got 7 more subscribers, and I will do an episode in which I reveal the history and the lore of the username WhoHames. So tell your friends if you care. Yeah, there was a few people in there doing some things that made sense. Yeah, you cooked, by the way. Strange as a small tier break above. Yeah, I get that. I just didn't like I actually have the same thing, but with anytime I take Fields, I kind of really like Taylor because if Fields is cooking, I think Taylor's going to cook as well. But Strange is a tier break above. I do agree. Nice. We will look at who all's in here. Vaporware got the 101. How dare you steal my influence? OMG Tony. Love the name. That's a great name. Uh, I got the 109. I think it's just us. It's all good. What's your username, Bobby? I guess I don't remember. Genty at 7? And I'll go ahead and take Malik Neighbors here. Most, I don't know. I think it's probably at this point it's either more build up than it's worth, or it's like well worth it, and you guys don't know. Like I don't know how people like I really like the story, but I'm not sure what everybody else is gonna think. So kind of I'm anticipating it as well. Went to Hooters, got drunk, and started hooting. There we go. We got one vote in for what they think it's gonna be. I am souring on elite tight end a little bit, but I do want to mix some of them in. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and take Jonathan Taylor. I really like Jonathan Taylor. I in a vacuum I do prefer Devon Achan, but we're doing 20 of these schnauzers. We'll do something a little different. And I correlated week 17 from last year. So that's worth something, right? I'm not good at roasting, but I'll give it a shot afterwards. What Jordan Madden? All right. Remind me as this one's closing out, and I will. Yeah, what a fish move, right? Oh, yeah. That whenever the faller's coming and you know it's not going to hit, but you still anticipate it, you're like, "Can I do this?" Like for me, like I'll anticipate that every single time, and like the one time of 25 drafts that something like that lands, it feels so good. Like I was excited about a Jameer Gibbs Bowers team that I got. Like I felt awesome about that. I also almost flipped the board here and took T Higgins. In my last few, I'm gonna probably do my last five schnauzers as slows. And I don't like slows, but this I think though there is a lot of value in a time box tournament doing slows at the end of it. And in those, when I'm in the back half, I probably will pull T Higgins up here and there to get unique. I really like like a T Higgins or a Trey McBride pulling them up onto this side of the board to get some value, like or Bucky Irving even. Like it happens some, but not that often. And I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that those players outscore McConkey, Achan, AJ Brown, right? Worst part is the next McBride was the next AVP. Oh, yeah. So you've been doing it the other way around. Yeah, and I don't hate it. Like if you're a bull on neighbors. So I've went over this before. Like my lowest exposure out of all these guys at the top down to Nico is going to be Amon, and it's nothing against him. It's like the Ben Johnson, like it started with the Ben Johnson leaving kind of stuff, but every other player that goes above him there, that's a great Terry McLaurin pick. Kyron Williams is my highest ADP player right now. That does not happen often. I don't think I'm going to do it. I haven't drafted I was like 14% Mike Evans before the draft, and I haven't drafted him since. So I do want a share of him. That's a great pick there. He's going to be able to stack that up easily if he wants. Um, I got sidetracked there. I don't remember what I was talking about. It probably wasn't anything important. So we all win. Welcome disbanded. I missed that. Thanks for showing up. Oh, it was about Amon Ra. So I feel like Nico, Brian Thomas, Puka, Genty, all the way up have a chance to finish wide receiver one on the year. I don't think Amon has that same thing in him. So I could take Brees here. I think I want to do a DJ Moore team in the fourth. Um, I haven't got DJ Moore in the fourth yet, so we'll do something a little different here. Kyron is a big fade. I probably just need to move him down in my ranks. And I didn't realize I was doing it, but I did the same thing in a not a war room, the bigger board. I had a bigger board where I heavily relied on Kyron Williams because I was fading him through most of the tournament. But it was a Puka. I think it was a Puka team that I went ahead and took Kyron on, and then I just leaned into hero running back with Kyron because if he was going to crush me and everything else, at least I have a bigger board team that he should be helping me push through on. And I think there's a value in looking at your portfolio and making those kind of moves. And or if you're getting them in a contest like this, going for running back with Kyron, right? And then just if he's going to beat you, at least that team looks better on paper. Yeah, Almon he is so safe, but we're trying to beat 180,000. You don't have to beat all 180,000, but this is a field of 180,000 people, right? And you have 2 weeks of 1 of 10, 1 of 10 to advance through. Yes, Amon in a single week can absolutely get there. But to advance through, Amon is probably really good, but the other players have the insane spike week ceiling. And maybe that's not right because Amon was the number one receiver last week, one week, right? George Kittle, thank you. I'm not even going to look at the rest of the people here. If George Kittle falls to me past pick 55, I will probably have way too much George Kittle. Having neighbors with two of T, Hill, Marv, JSN, Adams, Terry feels really unique. Yeah, that's kind of and all of those players, you could do the same with Nico Collins, right? And whenever I pull the player to the front half of the board in the big board, that's actually the player I would do it with. I always done it with T Higgins because number one, we're gonna pay attention to the draft a little bit. I will take Kenneth Walker this time. Get a little divisional correlation with George Kittle. I've been trying to make some Puka, Devontae, Kyron stacks with CMC. Yeah, I've done that as well. Because Puka will randomly fall to the 11 or the 12, and it feels really fun to do that. And then Kyron will sometimes fall. Kyron goes all over the board. Yeah, okay. He had two 30-point games. I knew he had one, and he was wide receiver 1 or 2 that week. But for the entire season, it just feels like Amon doesn't really have the number one overall season in him. And I can be wrong. Ben Johnson's leaving. I'm a little worried about that. We got Laporta's price is really high. Gibbs goes ahead of him. I believe the only bull case for it is, and somebody will probably know, I believe the passing game coordinator is the one who got promoted to the offensive play caller or to the offensive coordinator. And you would assume that if that's the case, that they will probably pass the ball more. But Do you think Dan Campbell's going to want that? Like, and I'm not positive. That's something I heard like a week ago, and I believe it was them that I heard it about. So I'm not saying that's definitely true, but if it is true, that would be like a bull case for him, right? And like in Eliminator, he's a smash pick. Like you're gonna bank 17 points a week. Like, yeah, you might get beat by a neighbor's team here or there that spiked, but like bank that and then take the Rashad Bateman's late. Okay. Thank you for fact checking. I love it when people fact check me when I was correct. Don't say anything when I'm wrong, please. No, I actually would rather know when I'm wrong. Got Pickens. My bold case for the Lions is that the less creativity on the offense will lead to more usage in their studs. Monty. That's actually a good point. I haven't thought of it that way. Um, and I mean it is a pretty condensed offense on top of that. So I mean, I'm not gonna fully fade any of them. I do need to click. Like I just really like Nico, and he falls all the time. I think my next click is pretty obvious, assuming. So where did Roma Dunze go? He went on this side of me, I assume, right? So, oh, he already took Caleb Williams. Never mind. We'll let him get Luther Burden back. I'll go ahead and take Baker Mayfield, get the Mike Evans Baker stack. It feels fine. So through 9, I have Baker Mayfield, quarterback, Jonathan Taylor, Kenneth Walker at running back, wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, DJ Moore, George Pickens, tight end, George Kittle. We will look at what some of the people in the chat are doing. Tony is at the 3 spot. He has Justin Jefferson, JSN, Garrett Wilson, Hampton at 46. Love that. Zay Flowers. I like Zay Flowers now that he's going to the 5th round. That whenever I was saying I was a bear on Zay Flowers, it was mostly because I wanted them to be a 5th rounder. I like this. Quinshon Judkins at 70. That's a smash. Ricky Pearsall. Very solid draft here in the 3 hole. Yeah, thanks Best Ball on Call for telling people to smash the like. Yeah, that is super early for Caleb. Now, see, this is what I want to have. Like, Luther Burden and Ibuka with their situations, like, going in the, like, back half of the 8th round, early 9th, like, that feels fine. And I think they're going to slide even a little. They might not slide anymore because are you going to put them down into, like, the Rashid Shaheed tier or, like, Marvin Mims, Bateman? I don't think you need to move him down that far. I don't even know if Trey Harris belongs up there with him. He might, because Trey Harris has a much clearer path. But Burden and Egbuka have a better chance to smash as well. I mean, we all know who I want to fall here. You see my top ranks. I will absolutely take Cam Scatabo here. 105. Hallelujah. All right. Yeah, getting Cam Scatabo as running back 3 on this team feels really good. Feels really good. Got a. Let's see what Hayden Winks was pretty bullish on him. Do I want to double tap there? I could just take Justin Fields. Um, yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and take Justin Fields here, naked. It's fine. You're really bullish on Mason too. I am as well. Um, I did just take him in the last draft, so I didn't take him this one. And Justin Fields, Baker, that's a that's a room I'm comfortable with, but it's also the kind of room that I feel really good if I add Jackson Darts at the end. If somebody else wants to snipe him, that's great. Like I'm fine keeping these two, but the goal here will be to take Jackson Dart in the last round. Um, like Baker Justin is awesome, but I kind of want to stack some neighbors with some Jackson Dart. This team can definitely work with him not starting for the first few weeks, right? So look at what Vaporware's been doing. Jamar Chase, Trey McBride, Bucky Irving, Jamison Williams, Joe Burrow. Got the Burrow stack. Demont, Egbuka, Downs, Stevenson. Stevenson Stevenson goes in a range right now. I like him again. I love Mason. I don't know if it's a Niners thing, but I think he's easily the starting back quality. Was ass on the line. You take him right after Scatabo. That's exactly where I have him ranked. So I think you're copying on the test, sir. Like, I guess it's allowed, but you at least need to say thanks. Yeah, I agree though. Like Mason, Scat, like to me, Warren should be behind those two and Najee. Like I was pretty excited to get that. I believe it or not, I really wanted Rashad Bateman. I love Rashad Bateman. Um, at ADP right now, like we'll look at what he done last year real quick. Like so their offense, they added DeAndre Hopkins, right? That's all they really done. Lamar threw for 41 touchdowns. Let's say it regresses and he only gets 5 touchdowns, but he still gets like the 700 yards. Like 705 is fantastic for pick 120, right? Um, by ADP, it's Tyler Warren. Yeah, I think I can take a Tyler Warren share here, right? Yeah. No. Oh, I missed it. I didn't have my. I was scrolled down in my ranks. I think no. I actually like the Tyler Warren pick there. I'm low on him, but that's 15 pick discount, so I might as well get my shares of players I don't like at a discount, right? Rush yards over expected was shockingly high last year. Yeah, and his tackle breaking was insane, right? Like, or no, is his missed tackles forced? Wasn't he number one in the league? He was number one in the league, I think, in missed tackles forced. I think Hayden Winks about a month and a half ago posted that, and it's kind of weird because I believe that Tank Bigsby was like number four on that list or something. The OG Mason Bull. That is a. You must have had a really good year then. At least, I mean, at least advance rate wise, like there's a lot of luck that goes into pods. So you might not have had a great year financially because of the luck standpoint, but advance rate wise, you must have smashed. Bateman and Coleman are favored in that range. Bateman feels like the safest production. Keon feels like he has the most upside. 100% agree. I I generally just prefer Bateman over the Keon click. Like I think they're very similar. I prefer the Bateman click because I well both of those offenses are definitely going to produce, but Bateman has a lot more or a lot he has a lot higher ceiling or floor, right? And it allows me to take like the Alec Pierce gambles or Cavante Turpin gambles or a late rookie like a DK or something. Like I feel more comfortable doing those things with Bateman on my team. And I don't love like the Wandales and stuff late in the draft. So for me, for my takes and my roster construction, I do prefer Bateman, but they're both really good clicks. It just makes you click different players later to me. I thought I was the absolute man to start the year. Fell off quick. I was huge on Rasheed. Oh, I had 18% CMC in Eliminator last year. 18%. My thought was, well, he's going to miss a week or two. If I can get 10, like, if I can get a good chunk of those teams together, like, through, like, I'm fine, right? And those teams would have been, like, CMC would have been lower owned. So I built, like, very strong, like, I took Thielen and stuff a bunch to try to get through those first 2 weeks. Because all you have to do is not be last, right? So, or that's how it was before. This year it's completely different. So when CMC ended up going to the doctor or whatever, like it was not great for me. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull Austin Eckler up. I am gonna be a little thin at running back in this room, but Jonathan Taylor and Kay Walker are both really good. I believe Scatabo is underrated. My wide receivers are pretty solid. So right now I have Baker, Justin Fields, Jonathan Taylor, Kenneth Walker, Scatabo, Austin Eckler, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, DJ Moore, George Pickens, Kyle Williams, Cedric Tillman, George Kittle, Tyler Warren. So I'm solid enough at tight end to stop. I'm solid enough at quarterback to stop. And I'm solid enough at wide receiver to stop at 7. So we'll see what I do. I have flexibility if I really feel like I have to go 6 or 7 running backs. Like 7 is, I don't think this team would ever need 7 with Jonathan Taylor and Kay Walker. Yeah, so within my top exposures last year it was Rasheed Rice, Christian Kirk, Brandon Ayuk, CMC were all like over 12%. So I did only have like 7% Godwin. So like I didn't get killed on that one. Um, and then I was very high on Mike Evans as well, who missed like I think Evans missed what, 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. So Godwin and Rice, wow. One of my high exposed players was Devontae Walker, and that was just bad. Like that was just bad all the way. Like I have no excuse there, right? Like he just missed. Uh, yeah, that is rough. Whenever your process was right, and so like one of the things I done wrong is like yeah I so in marathon I like he was going like round 6 Christian Kirk. I had like 22% or something Christian Kirk as like just a reliable veteran. And then he goes down really early and like it just crushed me. If Mason Taylor is here, I will absolutely do the field stack at 177. If he's not, I have other options, running back. So yeah, I definitely need two more running backs. So I'll probably go running back, and I don't know. Let's look at my wide receivers. I have 6 wide receivers. Yeah, I think this is going to be a 3-5-7-3 by the end of it because I do still want to take, like, I think I'm fine leaning into those three being starters and then just two contingent guys behind them. I think I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, I'm uncomfortable with Kenneth Walker because I'm uncomfortable with Seattle's offense. But I think that you're supposed to draft like you're right. And if I go 6 running backs on this team, I'm not drafting like I was right there. So the move is to take one more running back. Do I take the upside swing here? What wide receivers are left? Yeah, I'm fine with Brashard Smith there. Like it probably a little early, but whatever. Like he's my last running back. Um, it could just end up being Elijah Mitchell, and that pick is bad. We'll find out in a month about that. Olave too. Waddle sucked. I dodged Olave, so I did win with Olave. Um, but yeah, like a lot of the players who had injuries preseason, like Puka, Jalen Warren, DeAndre Hopkins, Addison, and Addison not so much, but like I was high on all those players, and when they fell a little bit, I just took more of them instead of being comfortable with what I did. Like that was my biggest mistake last year. Is I was already 20% Jalen Warren, and then he fell around, and I just took more, and I got to like 24% because I was thinking I was getting, I was just getting better value. Like that was my biggest mistake last year was doubling down on players who had like like a nagging injury preseason. I bought into what the coaches said about his injury, about how it wasn't going to affect like that that the last preseason game he sat out, and they said that if it was a game if it was a game that mattered, he would be playing. So I believe that, so I didn't let it affect my decision at all. But I should have just looked at what I had done and been like, okay, well, I have enough of this player. Do I want him or do I want? I think I'm kind of into actually. Oh, I've been drafting like I was on the 30-second clocks because I wanted to do the 30-second clock. I think Alan Lazard was probably the right thing. Hey, I'm really good at rambling, sir. It's a skill that I also have in my real life. There's no dead air. No, I appreciate that. I'm new at this. I've had a couple people say compliments like that. Um, I ask a lot of questions and I question my own thought process all the time. And I'm mostly just reaching out for help because I don't know what I'm doing. So, so, so there's that. Update made some exciting plans to fish the Mighty Mouse Saurus. Nice. You're big on fishing, aren't you? Can this team afford another quarterback? I think this team can afford Jackson Dart. I haven't clicked him yet. I have neighbors. Let's live a little. We're having fun. 3-5-7-3. Baker Mayfield, Justin Fields, Jackson Dart. Running backs: Jonathan Taylor, Kenneth Walker, Cam Scatterbo, Austin Eckler, Brashard Smith. Wide receivers: Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, DJ Moore, George Pickens, Kyle Williams, Cedric Tillman, Savion Williams. Risky last three, but we're going for first. George Kittle, Tyler Warren, Mason Taylor. What could go wrong with George Kittle, who's been injured and is, and then Tyler Warren and Mason Taylor, two rookies. The gift of gab. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I was really big into fishing until like I said, I don't really have a lot in common. Like video gaming is what I have in common with my friends in the area. So like none of them really fish, but they all hunt. I don't like hunting, but fishing is real like the one that I would do. But we do need to go back to last draft. I believe Bobby Hill wanted his team reviewed. If before I leave this, if Vapor or Tony wants me to review their team, say something quickly. That way we can move over to the other one. I think a full off season for Kittle will be huge. He's been playing so banged up. I mean, for sure. Like, and I was not aware that until like a week ago, Kittle came out and said that he had this same arthritis issue that McCaffrey had, and the doctor McCaffrey went to is the one that he went to. Kittle, I used to never speak of my team again. Those are you're bringing it on, aren't you? Look at you. You're just teasing me. Um the But I used to joke around that I would never draft Kittle in like season long. I always called him, and I don't know if it was a common thing, but I called him Brittle Kittle. So because he never played like more than like 12 games this season, right? So I'd always call him, I don't want Brittle Kittle, right? Like, so, uh, but like he's been healthy since that happened. And I never knew that that was a thing that happened. Hey, thanks for showing up, Tony. Appreciated it. Tendon, it's tendonitis, not arthritis. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what you're laughing about, but congratulations. Yeah, no, I'll go back. I got nothing to do. We will go. What? So that one still hasn't officially ended. And you were Jordan Madden. You got a 3492. You got Baker, CJ Stroud, Geno Smith. Man, that's you wanted me to sauce it, but look at these ADP values. You got 13 on Baker, which happens. Stroud at 18, and Geno Smith a little later. Saquon at 4, James Cook, Quinshawn, Brashard Smith. I would have liked, like, this is a more extreme version of what I done with the hyper fragile, but I don't hate it. Uh, Tyreek Hill, Cortland Sutton, Jaden Reed, Emeka Ibuka, Bateman, Rashid Shaheed, Tillman, Tolbert, and Tutu. And then Trey McBride, Jatavian Sanders. That is actually a really solid team. But yeah, this room was wild. Like we had me here, you at the 4, Hartman at the 7, Omega King at the 12, and then a bunch of clowns. I did not realize that this guy's name was No Talent Clowns. That's great. That's a great name. He's bad for yeah, exactly. Like he's also not great for redraft. So like whenever I would do like dynasty and stuff, like I was pretty out on him. But best ball is a completely different game, and he is fantastic. And I actually have quite a bit of George Kittle now. Like I'm in. Always loved like he's got such a great personality and everything. Like he's just out there living, right? That's all he's doing. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I believe Best Ball Guy goes live in 25 minutes. Um, I may be wrong, but if you have not yet and you enjoyed the stream, please subscribe, hit the like, and take care, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central.